All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video today. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic we're going to get into it and talk about the Tesla Model 3. And I'm going to try and make the ultimate Tesla Model 3 buying guide as of right now. Go through all the kind of the numbers of it and the prices, how I would actually purchase it, and of course a couple other things to be aware about, and including where to find discounted inventory, because still to this day I still talk to people that join the Patreon or schedule calls or even comment on the videos that they have no idea how to find discounted inventory or even when is the best time to buy a Model 3. So we're gonna get into that, plus a variety of topics. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, down below in the description, where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing your Tesla. So definitely check out Patreon link down below in the description. And shout out to our latest Patreon members. We've got Anthony, Pedro. Thank you for joining. If you want to check it out, Patreon link down below in the description. But let us take a look at this. So this is where I got motivated by this, because I saw this post on Reddit earlier today, and it basically talks about how this person, they are looking to buy their first electric vehicle, and they're trying to decide between a brand new 2023 rear-wheel drive Model 3 versus a used 2022 Model 3 Performance. And so going through this, a lot of this makes sense. I probably went through this same exact process, and a lot of you are probably going through this same exact process as well. And you can see the TLDR is they've isolated down to a Model 3 rear-wheel drive at 43,830, a Model 2022 Model 3 Performance at 44,800, that's used, and then another used one at a 2021 Model Y Performance at 46,500. But of course, these prices are not the discounted prices, and on top of that, there's discounted prices at every single level, which of course I'll show you at the end of this. And of course, there's no financing talked in this, but of course that's a little bit of a harder topic to jump into and to figure it out, because all of these vehicles, if you don't know, all Model 3s qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. And so all these prices can be adjusted or be priced in a little bit differently. But let's go through first really quickly on how I would, if I had to buy another Model 3 right now, what options would I actually go through? And then we'll show you the discounts that you can actually get on top of that. But the first thing is you've got to use a Tesla referral. If you don't know where one is, there's one down below in the description that you can use, because if you use a Tesla referral, if you click open the link first and get the referral code attached, you can get 1,500 Tesla loot box credits, which then translates to about 500 supercharger miles. So first you got to do is click the link just like the one down below in the description first, and then go to the Tesla website. And so the first thing, we've got the Model 3 rear-wheel drive with a 272 mile range. We've got the Model 3 long range that is just came back at 333 mile range. And of course, if you want to go balls to the walls, you can get the Model 3 Performance at a 350 mile range and the 0 to 60 of 3.1 seconds. But the trick here is the Model 3 long range at 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds is actually really, really fast already. Even the Model 3 standard range, the rear-wheel drive at 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, that's pretty fast. And really the difference is electric vehicles, because they have this instant acceleration, because it's electric, the 0 to 20 miles per hour, the 0 to 30 miles per hour is all relatively the same. And so it's going to feel like a fast car no matter what. But I get it. Like if you have range anxiety because it's your first electric vehicle, you'll probably want to get a vehicle with a higher range. But if I were to do it again, I would probably go with a Model 3 standard range, because it's got pretty big discounts right now, or even the Model 3 Performance, because it also has pretty big discounts right right now. But jumping to it, let's say I went with the Model 3 standard range. In terms of color, I would probably just go with the cheapest color and maybe wrap it at a later date, because even if you go with black, it's $1,500, and Model 3 wraps are pretty much $2,000 across the board. If anything, I would spend $1,000 maximum on paint. But also where I'll show you where you can find discounted Tesla vehicles, that's where if a certain vehicle popped up with a even more discount, I would just pick whatever color that has a better discount. In terms of the rims, I would definitely not go for these 19-inch rims. I want rotatability, and I'm 100% confirmed that the 18-inch is a square setup, so you can rotate all the different tires front to back, left and right, so that you can get extra tread. The 19-inch rims might have that capability as well, but I'd rather just get the 18-inch rims because it's a cheaper tire and this is going to be a daily driver. Now, interior, this is where it gets a little bit on both sides. You know, I've had 4 Teslas so far right now, the Model 3, the Model Y, S, and the X, and every single Tesla has been black interior. I've wanted white interior, but unfortunately, at the end of the day, I gravitate to wherever the deal is, and so the black one has always been the best deal. But one day I'll get the white interior, especially because it's only $1,000. And then going to enhance autopilot, full self-driving, all this stuff, I skip over both of these features because if you really want these features, there actually is a subscription. It's $100 to $200 a month for enhanced autopilot at $100 a month, and then full self-driving at $200 a month. So I would go ahead and skip both of those features because it's not necessarily needed, and I'd rather you save your money, because spending $15,000 on full self-driving when the vehicle is $42,000 just doesn't make a lot of sense at the end of the day. But before we get to payment, before you give Tesla your $250, this is where you actually go to waitingfortesla.com first, because that's where you're going to see all the different inventory that's out there. That's where you're going to see all the discounts on certain vehicles. And this person who posted this thread about these decisions between a brand new 2023 rear-wheel drive and a discounted used Model 3 Performance probably did not realize that you can actually get discounts on certain vehicles out there by just going to simply waitingfortesla.com. This is a third-party aggregator site. You can see all the different inventory that's out there, and they would have probably noticed that a long range at a used price is just a little bit more than their standard range pricing of $44,000. And if you want to go even crazier, you can put in the performance variant, and that's when the discounts get even more heavy. You can see Model 3 performances across the board anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 discounted off the price of the vehicle. And of course, after you place the deposit, after you've clicked the referral code first open, then you basically have it linked up so that it shows a green check mark. Of course, that's when you get into financing, which financing gets into a whole nother ballgame of different things. You can go with Tesla financing. I would recommend Tesla financing if you're a first-time buyer, you have no auto loan history, or you've never financed a vehicle, then probably Tesla financing is your best bet, because it is 5.69% on a higher rate, but it's probably going to be the easiest way to finance a vehicle. But if you want a lower monthly payment, that's where financing partners like Tenet come into play. Thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of videos this month. But Tenet, down below in the description, allows you to get a lower monthly payment by deferring a portion of the loan all the way to the end, maybe even that $7,500 federal tax credit. They do this because they work with credit unions and banks and are an approved Tesla financing partner. And so this results in a lower monthly payment. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. But that's where you can use Tenet if you're looking for a monthly payment. It could make sense if you're a business owner wanting more cash flow or just want more cash flow month in and month end. But that's where you could use Tenet, and it could make some sense in your situation. But after you place the delivery, after you place the deposit, Tesla's going to reach out to you and get pretty aggressive, especially because right now it is June. It is the last month of the quarter, so they're going to try and make you take delivery ASAP. But at this point, you just have to choose one of these options, whether it's Tesla loan, lease, or cash. You can always switch your option before delivery, and that's where you can use credit unions, Tenet, or any other outside financing partner, as long as you let Tesla know you're using outside financing so that they can go ahead and process the paperwork for you. But of course, there's credit unions all over the place. We've talked about credit credit unions in the past. So definitely check that out if you're interested in going down that route. And even check out our Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get access to the full credit union list with all the different interest rates lower than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. Patreon link down below in the description. But that's pretty much the TLDR. If you want more details on the $7,500 federal tax credit and how it actually works, we've made plenty of explain videos on the channel as well. But basically the rule of thumb, or the TLDR on that, is you basically have to make above $70,000 to $75,000 as a W-2 income earner and less than $150,000 W-2 income. But of course, do your research, talk to a CPA, and so that you can figure out what is your exact amount that you will paying on tax liability and how much you'll be getting back after buying an electric vehicle. Because if you make less than $70,000, it's a diminishing value return for these federal tax credit. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you buying a Model 3? Are you trying to get a discount, or are you looking for a better deal at the moment? But let me know what your thoughts. We're going to jump into the next topic. Water break. Thanks for coming in, Crystal, Jason. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting, hitting the like button and everything. Let's see what the next topic is. In this next topic, a Tesla Cybertruck has been spotted again, and this one looks way different than the other ones because it's actually in camouflage. So we'll actually take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, so definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us take a look at this. Shout out to Whole Mars Catalog. They posted this, or he posted this, or he reshared it. It seems like a Tesla Cybertruck has been driving around, and I wasn't sure, is this AI, is this fake, or some sort of crazy Photoshop? But a lot of people are starting to share the exact photo. I mean, it could be just a viral moment, but here's a shout out to YYDS. They posted this, quote, Cybertruck design is finalized, and then tagged a bunch of people. And then at the same moment, Sawyer Merritt also posted it as well. So it seems like it's spreading around, but this is crazy stuff. If this is going to be a wrap job, or maybe this is some sort of launch color, or is this what they're doing because they can't necessarily paint the vehicle at the end, or maybe it's some sort of hype mobile or some sort of advertising campaign. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. It seems like the Cybertruck and the Tesla Model 3 Highland is on the very near future with all these different special leaks or anything like that. So let me know what your thoughts. When do you think these vehicles are actually going to come out? But we're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. All right, we're gonna do one more topic, and then we'll get into the live stream comments. But a couple announcements on the channel. We've got 2 giveaways right now going on. If you want to join in, go to our YouTube channel page, then go to the community section, and then scroll down. Oh, looks like we had a little bug. Then scroll down to a couple of the posts down there. We're giving away, sponsored by RIVIAN, we're giving away a Model Y sunshade for your Tesla Model Y, pretty high quality. And then also we've got another giveaway with OC Tint Solutions for free tint for your Tesla. It could be a Model 3, Model Y, S, or even X. Of course, you must be willing to travel to Anaheim, California, where OC Tint Solutions is. But if you want to join into these giveaways, I think the tint giveaway is ending this Friday. You got to scroll to our community page and scroll like a couple swipes down, and you'll find one of the posts. We post all giveaways on this section of the channel, and also we post all giveaway winners on this section of the channel as well. What else we got? In this next topic, Tesla is offering free wall connectors for people that buy the Tesla Model Y and the Model 3 in this market. So we'll take a look at it, because this is a very nice incentive. I mean, it pretty much has a valuation of $400 to $500. So let me know, is this something that would push you over the edge, or is this just a nice to have at the end of the day? But we'll talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description, where you can get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best rates. markets. So definitely hit that up if you're interested. But let us take a look at this. Shout out to Sawyer Merritt News. Tesla is offering free wall connectors to anyone who purchases a Tesla at a Model Y and Model 3 test drive event in the UK. Then the reason why we love highlighting other incentives at other markets is because it seems like Tesla does a lot of copying and pasting with other markets. If it works, then they'll try and bring it to this market. And so we've definitely seen a similar incentives or promotions from other markets being brought to the United States. So I don't know if you've noticed out there, but I've certainly seen it. Definitely an increase of more Tesla events or Tesla test drive events at certain Tesla locations. So I would certainly think this could be coming very, very soon, especially because Tesla removed the mobile connector from aligning with any purchase that came with buying a Tesla. So, quote, every customer that orders at the showcase event will be eligible for a complimentary wall connector. I mean, this is pretty interesting because there's all their OEMs out there, other manufacturers that sell vehicles that have free charging. I mean, for GM with the Bolt, if you lease it or financing, you could be eligible for free installation of a wall charger. So this would be pretty interesting if Tesla brings to the fold this type of incentive as well. But let me know, would this push you over the edge if you've been on the fence to purchase a Model 3 or Model Y? Getting a free wall charger, would that actually incentivize you to actually purchase? But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is the Patreon link. Support the channel, so definitely check it out if you're interested. All right, let's see what we got. Crystal, welcome in. Thanks for coming back. Let's see what we got here. I'll leave this up on the screen. Hello, Dennis. Any more recommendations for financing with low APR? The ones you mentioned have already gone up already to like 6.35 and up. Yeah, actually, Crystal, the best bet is to check out the Patreon link down below in the description, because that's where you can get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide with all the best rates that are all lower than that. Jason, if I order a Model Y and it does not have hardware 4.0, how do I reject it, or can I ask for a discount? It seems like Tesla is allowing rejections at least once for the Tesla Model Y. So just ask the advisor, text them or whatever, but they probably won't give you, I mean, you can always ask for a discount. It's probably best to ask for it in person potentially, but at this moment, we have not seen any sort of indication that they're giving more discounts, or maybe they'll probably be able to do like the $500 discount that they're doing on inventory hardware 3 Model Ys at the moment. So that could be it. Wookiees, thanks for coming in. Welcome back. Thank you for the kind words. Jose, how about married and filing jointly? I'm actually not sure on married and filing jointly. I know about married and filing jointly. You basically have to figure out how much tax liability the both of you pay by the end of the year. So this is a simple calculator from smartassetIncome.com. You can see we've got a household income, both of you together, at $111,000. We got married. You can see that the federal tax right here for the end of the year is $9,956. So essentially, you should be getting the full $7,500 federal taxes back from buying an electric vehicle. Of course, the more you make, you can go all the way up to $300,000, but this seems to be like about the minimum threshold between them. Of course, kids and all these other things play a factor into it. So that's where talking to a CPA could make a lot of sense to figure out if you're going to maximize the $7,500 federal tax credit or not. In this next topic, we're going to talk about the 3 ways the Tesla Cybertruck could shake up the industry. We found a very interesting tweet that goes about all the different ways that the Tesla Cybertruck, which could be coming out very soon, could shake up and change the industry. So we'll talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best thing on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so let us take a look at this. Shout out to John Ehrlichman on Twitter. Quote, Tesla Cybertruck is coming soon. Quote, it's one of the most anticipated vehicle launches in history, and it may become a $30 billion business overnight. Here's more on how it could shake up the industry. And it basically goes into how Ford, GM, and Ram dominate the market currently for full-size pickups, and how Toyota and Nissan, when they came into the fold and introduced their truck, it definitely changed some of that dynamic. But the big 3, quote, still control more than 90% of the sales, which is of course Ford, GM, and Ram. And so we talked about this the other day and how like Ford and GM both entered into the Tesla supercharging NACS network, and there's could be more reasons on why that is. Of course, the market for trucks, probably the biggest market for trucks, is Middle America, and Ford has the Ford F-150 Lightning, and then GM has the Silverado that could be coming out very, very soon. And they probably realize these customers that live in those markets that do not are not able to charge their vehicles are not going to be buying EVs unless those trucks have access to a better, bigger network. And that's where Tesla Cybertruck or Tesla supercharging comes into play. But here's some other reasons and how when Elon unveiled the Cybertruck in 2019, there was a ton of pre-orders that actually came out, and how Elon talked about how the manufacturing of the Cybertruck could be reinventing a whole nother way of manufacturing techniques. But the biggest thing is what pricing this will actually be, because if it is near Model Y pricing, then and how Model Y has basically taken over certain parts of the market or the niche, then it could be interesting if the Cybertruck starts to eat into Model Y sales, or really just converts a bunch of Model Y owners into the Cybertruck. I mean, I certainly feel like a lot of Model Y owners are just Model 3 owners that have just stepped up. And so this could be a situation where Model Y owners then go into the Cybertruck after that. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts on the Cybertruck? When do you think it's actually coming out? And do you think it is going to change the market? At the end of the day, trucks, fleet sales, and anything like that, it's going to be a very tough sell for those type of buyers to get into an electric vehicle, because they need the utility of their vehicle, because it costs them money, because it's their business. And so it could affect their dollars at the end of the day. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below is the Patreon link. We support the channel, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Thanks for coming in, everyone. Jason, June 15th or 22nd? Well, I mean, June 15th is in a couple days, so we'll see what exactly happens in the next few days. But right now, it's still looking like inventory is still at high levels. Model Y is starting to trend down a little bit. Model 3 is still over 1,000 vehicles posted onto the websites. And so I certainly feel like in the next few weeks, there could be added extra enhanced incentives for the Model 3 as they try and clear out these vehicles in the near future. But let me know what your thoughts. Do you think which one is a better deal? Because right now, I mean, to 22nd, it doesn't give us too much time. That literally only gives Tesla a week until the month close. But at least the 15th gives them at least a little bit over 2 weeks before the end of the close of the quarter and the sales month. So I certainly feel like it could be sometime this week, maybe even Thursday the 15th at 9 p.m. PST. So we're looking out for that to see what exactly happens. But thanks for joining in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button and all the comments. Definitely check out our community page on our YouTube channel, because we got 2 giveaways running right now for the OC tint solutions and free tint for your Tesla. And on top of that, we're giving away a Model Y sunshade sponsored by RIVIAN. So definitely check that out. And if you're on the fence, if you're about to buy a Tesla vehicle, definitely use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, because if you use a Tesla referral code, you can get anywhere from 1,500 Tesla credits all the way up to $1,000 off. So you got to click the link first and then go ahead and purchase or place a deposit on the vehicle. And on top of that, there's plenty of discount codes down below in the description for various Tesla accessories. We've got premium floor mats by 3D Mats USA. We've got Vion, Jawa, Tesloid, and MAGBAK foam mount. So definitely check out all the different links down below in the description. And there's other bonus links down below there as well if you're looking for some more information. But Mike, how confident are you that we will see a further discount this month? 50-50, 75%? I would say coin flip, 50-50. Twan, I live in New York, $28,000 for a Model 3. Is it worth it, the extra money for the Model Y? It depends. The question is how much more extra money, Twan? Are we saying like 20, 30, 40% more? Then probably not. But if it's like $5,000 more, sure, why not? Wookies, if I win free tint, can I remove my old tint job? He might charge you for that, but it's going to be a nominal fee, I would imagine. Hi, Warren. Hi, Dennis. How many times have you bought your tires in the Model 3? Well, actually, I never kept the cars long enough to swap the tires. I mean, Model 3 was like 19,000 miles. Model Y was 17,000 miles. And both of those still had at least 50% more tread life. If you rotate them enough, if you drive, not too crazy, you can get 30, 35, 40,000 miles on your Tesla tires at the end of the day. So definitely easily to do that. $12,000. That's tough because $28,000 plus another $12,000 for the Model Y. That's really tough. I mean, if you are someone that always wants the latest and greatest, always wants the latest iPhone, buying a Model 3 right now might not be the best situation for you, because worst case scenario, let's say you buy a Model 3, it's a heavily discounted vehicle, and then the new Highline comes out in December. You're gonna want the newest one, but you probably got the Model 3 at the really good price, so you should be able to sell it and not lose too much money before getting into another one. So that might be a better aspect. But if you're someone that's going to keep this car 4 or 5 years, then maybe the Model Y might make a little bit more sense. But really, at the end of the day, this is probably not going to be your last vehicle. You're probably going to buy more vehicles and probably more Tesla vehicles at the end of the day as well. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Thanks for jumping in, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.